Well, hello, 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 everybody. How are you today? It is Wednesday, May 22nd of 2024, and this is Harmony Stamps with Michelle. I'm Michelle Barnes, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Pueblo, Colorado. Hopefully you are having a great day. So far, it's been a decent one for me too. Got some new eyeglasses today, so maybe I won't have to do the switcheroonie like I've been having to do recently. All right, so we have our monthly make and takes free with purchase class, which is on your screen right now. It's using the Lily Pond Lane Suite products. I designed 3 cards, and you can get enough of the materials to make 2 each of these 3 cards. That means the paper, the embellishments, and the die cuts, all enough to make 2 of each cards free with a purchase of $35 or more when you use the host code on your screen and in the description below. And that is $35 before shipping and taxes. If your order happens to go $50 or more before shipping and taxes, and then I'll also send you just a full size embellishment instead of just enough embellishments to make all 6 of these cards. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove that host code from the screen. And today we're talking paper pumpkin. So we frequently, every month, there is a paper pumpkin. It's been going on for some time now, I think since 2013, March. And so the May paper pumpkin was released, and it is finally here. I finally received mine on Monday. Ugh. But they come in this lovely box. Sometimes it's a more decorative box. Sometimes, most of the time, it is this box. They also come wrapped in tissue paper. I have already taken the tissue paper off. They all come with a ink spot. This one is using Misty Moonlight, but I'm going to go ahead and use the full-size ink pad instead of the spot. They also all come with a stamp set. And this one has some trees and some texture for leaves, and then sentiments. It says, "Happy Father's Day to you. You're the best there is, and with love and admiration to the most amazing person." Those are the 3 sentiments that are on our little stamp set. And let's see, this one came with some full-size dimensionals and some glue dots. And it came with these awesome envelopes with that wood grain texture. And let me get all the bits and pieces out here. All right, so there's that fun tissue paper, usually in Pool Party, but again, sometimes it's in other shades, just to make it all that much better. And this one has, it does 3 each of 3 cards. This is one of the card bases, one of the elements that will be used. And I'll just set those aside. These are sentiment strips. We're obviously going to need 1 of each. So there are 4 of each, so you'll have extras. So I'll just grab out 1 of each and put the others to the side. This is the other card base. We'll be using that one. So I'll move those also to the side. And then we have more elements. I love this. This really absolutely matches the Country Woods paper and suite quite well. And then we'll need this circle. And look at this, also matching that paper for our card base. And then finally we have these elements. So I'm going to be, they're a little delicate, so you want to be very cautious about how you kind of, I'm like really just kind of pushing a little in and a little out to get the, there we go, to get those to release. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Oh, there I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that. Apparently the internet is going to be a little problematic today. I'm not a fan. So there's one item. Then we'll need this blue strip, and then we'll get these other two leafy circle things out. And you just want to be careful because these are delicate. You know, you don't want to just rip, and because then you'll probably rip bits off if you're not careful. And then here we have the wild wheat. And there we go. All right. And then, of course, we have this full color instructions to help us with everything. I'm also going to be using my own adhesives and my regular size glue dots just because that is what I like to do. So it comes with full color instructions and, oh, interesting. There's no actual embellishments on this one. That's unusual. Usually there's some kind of embellishment, whether it's a ribbon, a twine, or an adhesive backed embellishment, but I guess these are going to serve as the embellishments for these cards. Oh, and look how they use the double tree stamp to stamp on the envelopes too. Very, very well done. All right, so, and again on the back, it has all of the things that you would see in this kit, right? And then it's also showing you the add-on. So every quarter there's a new add-on, and right now this is the middle of the quarter. So this was on the April. The butterflies coordinated with the April paper pumpkin, and this coordinates with this one because you can see here that same motif is being duplicated there. And then this thanks is going to coordinate with the June paper pumpkin kit, which is going to be our in color kit. Looking forward to that as well. Okay, so we're going to open up our instructions to the first card, which is going to be using this and this and that. Put these up here for the moment. And it's using this. All right, so we're going to fold our card. And as you can see, the inside is already white, so it's already ready for you to stamp any additional imagery or sentiments to the interior that you want to use, whether it's something from this kit specifically or anything else that coordinates well. Also, these would be perfect for doing alternatives. You can have each one as a matte layer, and instead of a full full card base, and then you can double your cards. All right, we're going to start by getting our stamp, which was right here. And it wants us to do the You're the Best. There is a stamp for this one. And I got a block. What did I do with my block? There is my block. All right, I'm going to pick it up at the block, and I do want to just make sure it's going to stamp well before I stamp it on my sentiment, since it's not like an extra piece of just basic white hanging out. Oh yeah, I can see it isn't fully inked up yet, so I'm going to go in for a few more taps, and we'll see how that goes. With that, the big best being bold and wider than the others, you know, you just want to make sure you have enough ink on there. And I want to do that a few more times to really prime this and not have blotchiness. And as you can see, the more we do it, the better it's getting. And when you finally achieved that coverage you're looking for, and actually I'm going to take and do this. This is really one of the ways you can prime it. You can also prime it with Versamark, or washing it with Dawn dish soap, and then doing this until you get the right level that you're looking for. See, that's a much better stamp image. Okay, so we're going to have it with the point down. And it looks like it's fairly centered based on the instructions. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to hold it there and give it the opportunity to fully saturate as much as possible. Oh, let me make sure I'm back on comments in case anybody is chatting with me. If you are online, please let me know whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And then say hi. Let me know where you're from. All that good stuff. All right, we're going to put that aside. We're going to set this aside so we don't have any ink catastrophes. And according to the instrucciones, we're going to place 2 glue dots on the circle here. So I'm just going to pick it up on one side, rotate it around, and grab a second dot on the other side, just like so. And it has us placing it up here, about so. All right, and then we're going to do dimensionals for this guy and the label. Now they're saying this way, but I actually like to do it this way when I'm doing a long one, just whatever, that's what I feel good about. And then it looks like one down there and then one on each side for that. So we will go ahead and remove the backings of these. All right, make sure we have the right opening, and we do. We're going to center this on our card base. Good. And then we're going to take the backings off of our sentiment. There we go. And just place it right here so that we have the sprigs coming out. And then they did recommend again stamping your envelope with the Misty Moonlight with those trees. I'm not going to do that with you. Well, I'll do one. Let's do that. Let's do one. Pull this off entirely. Grab our trees. Doop, doop, doop. Get our ink back down and our scratch paper back. I'm so glad they kept Misty Moonlight, or brought it back, not kept it, because oh, this was one of my favorites. It was like a new in color when I joined Stampin' Up. So I had 2 full years with this one and I loved it. And actually that's really good already. So I don't feel like I need to restamp that again to get the look I'm wanting. So let's ink it up one more time. And they have us stamping it down here in this corner, just like so. Holding, holding, holding to get the full coverage. Not as good as the paper. Maybe that's because it is an envelope, but all right. So make sure you have good pressure across the entire stamp when you stamp onto the envelope. All right, so for our next one, we're going to need the crumb cake card base, this one, and we're going to need the sentiment strip that looks like this, and the piece of blue and the circle. Okay, so we'll put those there and put this where I can see it. We're going to also be using the Happy Father's Day to You stamp. So let's get that out and let's check it and make sure we're getting good coverage with this one. Oops. Come along. Here we go. Yeah, definitely could use more coverage because that is a fatter font. Let's do this. And then one more test. Much better. All right. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that onto the sentiment. And the awesome thing about Paper Pumpkins is everything you need is in there. Your very first month of subscribing, you're going to get a Paper Pumpkin size D block, which looks like this. It is thinner than our regular blocks, but it is the same size as our D blocks as far as dimension goes. As you can see, they actually it's just a little bit wider, maybe not. Anyways, it's the same size as our D block as far as the square footage goes, but it is less than half of the depth and doesn't have that ergonomic connection, which I actually really enjoy having, which is why I prefer to use my D blocks. But if you don't have any acrylic blocks, your first Paper Pumpkin, like I said, comes with a D block, and then they all come with a stamp set and ink. So it's a good way to build your ink collection as well, is by getting the Paper Pumpkins. Occasionally you'll get two different colored ink spots in a Paper Pumpkin, and that is always nice. We also need this element for what we are doing, and it looks like they're using glue dots. I don't need glue dots for this. I'm going to go ahead and use my adhesive, and they have it going with the arrow pointing to the right of the card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line it up, and when I'm happy with its placement, then I'm press it down. There we go. Very pretty. Then they want dimensionals on your circle. What did I do with the full-size dimensionals? It's like, I had a clean desk. I'm not sure how I lose things, but I do every single time. It's like a drinking game. All right. And then they're going to want... The base of this is gonna, they say glue dots. I'm just going to run a little bit of this adhesive, my Seal Plus, or Seal, not Seal Plus. And then it's going to go onto this strip with the Misty Moonlight, just about like that. And then we're going to take our backings off of our dimensionals on our circle, and we're going to place this right about there. And they do want two dimensionals on this, on the part that's going to be over here. So that would be this side. And I'm going to place them over both the sentiment bit and the colored bit. And then I put a little bit of adhesive there to help it stick to where it needs to go. And we're just going to place it. Oh, yeah. Remove the backings. That's kind of helpful. All right, so we're just going to place it about there. All right, so there we go. Our second card is done. Easy peasy. That's awesome. So then our third card is going to involve these other two sprig pieces, this sentiment strip, and this card base. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with folding and creasing that edge. Uh-oh, looks like we might have had another blip in our internet system. If so, I'm sorry. I just like to give it a nice crease on the edge, just like so. And it wants us to use the last bit of sentiment in the stamp sets. Let me get that one out. And we will again prime this stamp before we put the, well, now that's not supposed to happen. The piece I was using to do the, see, found it. All right. This one will probably be good because it's not very thick font, so it'll probably not need a lot of extra stamping, and it doesn't. It's very good. All right. And then they have it going up and down on this sentiment strip or label, centering it. So that's what I'm doing. And press and hold. Holding, 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 and lift and press off. Very nice. So that means that this is the only stamp we haven't actually used as far as the instructions go for this kit. All right, so with this one, we are, oh, they didn't even, oh, okay, they want dimensionals on this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. I'm going to go ahead and take the backings off, but I'm not going to place it on the card yet because we're going to put our leafy bits down first. They did say glue dots. It's not really needing glue dots, so I'm just going to use my seal again. And they have the pool party one going down first. And we're just going to line it up so it's about here in the center, but at a slight angle for that one. And then this one, we're going to turn this way and place it over the other circle, pretty much straight on, just like so. And then finally, we're going to place our sentiment pretty much in the center of that. And there it is, 3 cards, lickety split. You can see how fast it will be to do the other, 6 cards, and then you can add whatever you want to the interior because again, they're ready for you to put other things in there if you want. You can even use the Country Woods Suite. This is not quite there. It was not straight there. All right, the Country Woods Suite. You can use the stamps with those and add additional sentiments to the interior or items to the actual cards themselves. But those are the 3 cards it makes, and there are enough supplies to make 3 each of these 3 cards. So you'll get 9 cards for sure, or you can do alternatives and get even more. I mean, you could easily triple this kit if you really wanted to by using the elements in a variety of ways. Probably even more than triple the kit as well. But there are a lot of different ways that you can use all of these products, including the envelopes as paper instead of envelopes, to create a huge variety of cards. All right, well, if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Stamping Up Paper Pumpkin subscriptions right now are going through a separate website than our online store, although you can purchase prepaid subscription codes from my online store using the host code that I gave you earlier that's in the description that will allow you to get the what's the word, the make and takes for the May class, so these cards. So again, if you get prepaid Paper Pumpkin 3-month subscription, that'll easily make that $35 minimum that you need to get to the make and takes for this as well, and then go and apply it. They give you instructions of how to start your subscription and all of that amazing good stuff. And like I said, it'll give you everything you need to get the make and takes for that if you do the 3-month subscription, or even if you do 2 1-month subscriptions. You can skip anytime you like. There are not, you don't get to see everything in the kit or even what's, what the theme is completely. You get sneak peeks of little bits of it. Even us as demonstrators, we don't know exactly what the kit is going to contain until it arrives in somebody's mail and they do a video and show it, or it arrives in your own mail and you look at it. So paper pumpkins are kind of fun that way. If you really are the type that needs to see what's in your kit and what it's going to make, we have the kits collection, and we have some that come with stamps and ink spots, and we have some that don't require them at all. So they are a great way to get started in card making if you haven't already. Let me go ahead and pull these up again and let you look at what we did today. And I do want to remind you about that amazing join special that's going on right now for the rest of the month. So time is running out. We got about 9 days left to take advantage to get that $82 additional benefit in your starter kit by joining as a demo. You'll get $125 in product of your choice plus an $82 new in color package that includes all kinds of goodies. I'll just throw that graphic up on the screen for you real quick again. For $99 plus tax, shipping is always free on your starter kits. You can run this as a business and build a team, sell the product, teach classes, or you can literally just use this to get the discount so that you can make cards when you need them, whether it's for Christmas or you need to make a bunch of birthday cards for the whole year, or if you are the type that does a lot of thank you cards and, thinking of you cards. There's so many reasons to send a card, and sending one that has been made by the person sending it or even just handmade, it just means so much more um, than, ones that are pre-done and you just go and select them from a store. Especially, like for me, I really do up my memorial cards because they are such a big deal. And I really want that person to know that I cared enough about what's going on for them that I wanted to give them something special as a card. Okay. That's all I've got for you today. I will be back on Sunday, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And so this is Harmony Stamps with Michelle. I'm Michelle Barnes. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here in Pueblo, Colorado. If you're here in Pueblo, Colorado too, drop me a line. Come meet me. We can go have some coffee. I'll bring you a catalog if you don't have one. All right. Have a fantastic day. I will see you again on Sunday.